You've been lied to. Telling a woman she's beautiful? Useless. Want to know what actually works? Say the wrong compliment, the kind that messes with her mind, and suddenly she can't stop thinking about you. Most guys have no idea that the compliments they're giving are doing more harm than good. They're bland, predictable, and worst of all, forgettable. But what if you knew exactly what to say to flip her emotional switch and make her crave your approval? Today, I'm going to give you the top 3 forbidden compliments that feel like emotional lightning bolts. These aren't cheesy pickup lines. These are the phrases that hit so deep, they bypass her brain and go straight to her heart, maybe even lower. Stick around because these lines are rare, insanely powerful, and if you use them right, she'll be thinking about you while lying in bed at night, scrolling past all the other guys in her DMs. So let's set the record straight. The problem isn't that you don't compliment women enough. The problem is you're complimenting them like every other guy on the planet. You've probably said things like, "You're so beautiful." "Has anyone told you how stunning you are?" Or my personal favorite, "Wow, those eyes." And listen, I get it. You mean well. But here's the brutal truth. She's heard it all before. Attractive women have been drowning in praise since they were 14, and by the time you say it, you're already voice number 572 in the generic compliments playlist running through her head. That's why she smiles politely and forgets you ever existed 5 minutes later. Why? Because those compliments don't make her feel anything. They're too easy, too safe, too expected. They don't hit. They don't spark anything. They're the digital version of elevator music. Always playing, but no one remembers a single lyric. Now let's flip that. Imagine you say something to a woman, and her entire vibe changes. She pauses, smirks, looks at you like you just unlocked a hidden level in her soul. That's not magic. That's psychology. And it starts with forbidden compliment number 1. "There's something about you I can't quite figure out." Boom. Why does this hit so hard? Because now she's thinking about herself, not you. You've just planted a seed of curiosity in her brain. And human brains hate open loops. She'll want to solve the puzzle. What does he mean? What did he notice? What side of me is he seeing that no one else does? Suddenly, you're not the guy who complimented her looks. You're the guy who noticed something deeper, something undefined, something real. That triggers a response she doesn't even fully understand. It's the emotional equivalent of scratching an itch she didn't know she had. You've gone from another admirer to a man who sees what others don't. And now she's not just flattered, she's hooked. Let me tell you what's really happening in her head after you say this. She replays the moment. She imagines what you saw. She starts to open up in subtle ways. A story she wouldn't normally tell. A glance that lingers a second longer. A slight shift in tone. Because you said something that didn't make her feel like an object. You made her feel like a mystery. And mystery is powerful. But we're just getting started. Forbidden compliment number 2. "I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see." Read that again, because that one's dangerous. This compliment doesn't praise her. It validates her. And validation is crack to the human brain, especially when it taps into the parts of us we hide. You're telling her, "I see you." Not just the you that you show everyone, but the real you that stays behind the curtain. And most women, they crave this kind of emotional recognition. Why? Because no one gives it to them. The world rewards beauty and performance, not depth and vulnerability. When you say this, you're not complimenting her looks or her style. You're complimenting her essence, her authenticity. You're saying, "You don't have to be perfect for me to notice you. I see what others miss." You just became the emotional escape from every surface-level dude in her life. And guess what? That's exactly why she'll start showing you more of herself. Testing if you really see her, or if you were just throwing out a clever line. She might laugh differently, she might lower her voice, she might tell you something she's never said on a first date. Because you gave her permission to drop the act. And when a woman feels safe to be real with you, that's when things get magnetic. You've gone from complimenting her to unlocking her. Still with me? Good, because forbidden compliment number 3 is the one that wrecks her. I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. Now this one is a roller coaster. You're not giving her control, you're giving her tension. And tension is where attraction lives. This line walks a razor's edge between desire and danger. It says, I'm drawn to you, but I haven't decided if that's a good thing. That's not just flirting, that's challenge. And women don't want to be handed admiration. They want to earn it. They want to feel something. When you say this, her brain lights up like a pinball machine. She starts thinking, am I trouble? Is that a compliment? Why does he need me? You've turned the compliment into a game, one she wants to win. The best part? You've shifted the power. Most men beg for attention. But you've made her feel like she has to win you over. This line flips the dynamic, and that's what makes it unforgettable. Look, anyone can say you're pretty, but you just made her wonder if she's dangerous, or a cure, or both. You've moved from guy trying to impress to man she's trying to figure out. That tension? That's the glue of attraction. She'll replay that line in her head 10 times after you say it, because it feels like a question she needs to answer. Now let's pause here, because you might be thinking, isn't this manipulative? Nope. These forbidden compliments don't deceive her. They see her. They don't flatter. They challenge. They don't put her on a pedestal. They invite her into a story. And when you invite a woman into a story where she's more than just admired, where she's seen, felt, understood, you're not manipulating her. You're connecting with the version of herself that rarely gets any airtime. This is what 99% of men never understand. It's not about being hotter, taller, richer, cooler. It's about making her feel something different. And that starts with what you say. And more importantly, how you say it. So let's run it back real quick. There's something about you I can't quite figure out. This plant's curiosity, she'll want to explore it. I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see. This creates emotional intimacy and safety. She'll want to open up. I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need. This builds tension and challenge. She'll want to win you over. Use these right, and you'll never be just the guy from last night again. You'll be the one she can't stop thinking about, the one who made her feel something in a world of guys who only ever make her smile politely. Let's wrap with this. The men who win. They're not the loudest, the flashiest, or the most perfect. They're the ones who create connection, real connection, and forbidden compliments. They're not just lines. They're the doorway to that connection. Now the only question is, will you use them? Or will you keep tossing out compliments that sound like they were copy-pasted from a Hallmark card? The choice is yours, but just remember, one phrase can change the entire vibe, one sentence, and suddenly you're unforgettable. Hit that next video to learn the exact body language cues that tell you if she's really into you. You don't want to miss this.